Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Heidi from My Reading Life, and I'm here this afternoon to film a currently reading. As you may have seen in my last video, I've been away on a camping trip, which I didn't get as much reading done as I would have liked, but we did have a great time, and I climbed the tallest mountain in Maine, Mount Katahdin, during the camping trip, and that was a big deal for me. I had climbed it when I was 13, and then my fear of heights has escalated as I've gotten older, and I thought I'm probably never going to be able to do this again, but my family really wanted to do it, so I persevered and worked my way through it and climbed to the top, and I will insert a picture of me at the top of the mountain here. Now, the book that I most recently completed last night was State of Wonder by Ann Patchett. This was excellent fiction. It is about a scientist who works for a pharmaceutical company in a lab, and her colleague has gone down to the Amazon to check on a researcher who's working with a very isolated tribe down there, and he dies. And she goes down to the Amazon to try to find out what happened to him and to meet up with the researcher that's working with this very isolated tribe. And the first part of the book was slow, and I kind of at times was like, oh, I don't know if I'm really gonna like this or not, but it was a slow burn, and it did like give me a sense of dread as to what was going to happen. And when she meets up with the researcher in the Amazon and they actually enter the jungle, then the story starts to pick up, and the narrative kind of goes faster and faster from that point, and there's twists and turns that I never saw coming. And the last 25 pages of this book are literally, I think I read them holding my breath. They were that good, and just an excellent book. I can see why everybody has recommended Ann Patchett, and I will certainly be looking out for her other work. And also, if you like books about science, this has tons of science stuff in it, and it was super fun. So I would definitely recommend it. And for what I'm currently in the middle of, I have a new audiobook to start. I haven't started it yet, but I've downloaded it. Strangers on the Train by Patricia Highsmith, a classic, a modern classic. And I am going to listen to this one for the readers' summer read. This was the book that Simon and Thomas chose for the summer read along with that podcast. And I will link it down below. I will link to the podcast down below if you want to go check that out. So I'm looking forward to listening to that. I'm also on my Kindle, I'm reading the complete short stories of Clarice Lispector, Brazilian short story writer. And I've just begun it. I've read the first two short stories, both of which I thought were excellent. So I'm looking forward to continuing on with that collection. And I am reading The Best American Essays from 2015. And I've just read the first essay in this collection. So looking forward to getting deeper into that one. And for my fiction read, I have started Shades of Milk and Honey by Mary Robinette Kowal. I'm not really sure how to say that. And this has been pitched as a fantasy style Pride and Prejudice. So it's sort of a comedy of manners with magic. Which I am here for, because that sounds like something that's going to be right up my alley. And that is what I am currently reading. I'm quite early on in all of these books, so I am not going to try to ascertain what I'm going to want to read next. That'll have to wait until I clear some of these ones off the decks. I hope that you have all been having some successful reading in the first part of August, and here we go into the second half of August already, and I will talk to you later.